for us internally, kind of just to let you know where we are. This is our 5th training. I have these trainings on your Trello board. I was able, a lot of the new greenhouse teams couldn't get on the training recording, so I was able to make YouTubes of them, and they will be on your Trello board here. Training number 3 and number 4 are on here. Training number 1 and 2 was basically for managers, so I will put training 5 here after we're done with this. I'm going to repeat, this Trello board is your bread and butter this year. So get on it. It's where all your numbers are going to be. And training information and everything else. Oh, quick second, and I just want to pick your guys' brains. Because today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'm going to be working on pricing. Bobby and I have been working on pricing all morning with Hybels. Like what the industry, what she's seen in the market, what we think we can do. And so I'm working with Harry and getting that all in place. I have stickers, they're in my car, and there's some at Wilmington. I did get some of them out, but I know you guys will be wanting to get stickers. I guess a question I would like to ask the stores, do you sticker everything? Hanging baskets, like our patio pots, or what are you stickering?
Stickering everything.
Everything. So 4-inch pots, 3.5-inch pots. I'm sorry, Mikey, I interrupted you.
4 pots, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. Because oftentimes it happens, but the cashier doesn't know a petunia from a marigold. If they had a price sheet inside. So it's just safer to tag everything because it closes that margin of error.
Okay. And they're waterproof stickers, so I think they're holding up. I want to say Brittany and Plainfield said they were stickering everything too. So like I said, I hopefully will get prices out to you by the end of the week. So that you could start getting those stickers in line. And then Bobby and I were just talking about reserving that product because next week is our first shipment. So Bobby has been my go-to girl. I can call her any daytime. She answers me and has patience with me when my hair's on fire. So I can't tell you how important it is for us to have a great relationship with our vendors. And Hybels has been that for us. They are our main grower, and she is on it trying to help me with delivery and everything. So Hybels will be our continued go forward vendor. So she's got a lot of great information. So Bobby, I will give it to you. You can take it away.
So I just share my screen, right?
Yes.
Sorry, guys, that this is all new to me. So
I know everybody else does Zoom. We throw everybody off with Teams.
Okay, so.
Yep, we can see your.
Can you see the slides?
Yep, in big screen. Woo. Is everybody else seeing it? Thumbs up.
Okay, I'm just trying to move it to one of my other screens so that I can still see you guys. Okay, so just a little bit about Hybels. We primarily service just IGCs and small stores. So we don't do any of the large chain stores like Home Depot or Lowe's or anything like that. We cater to the smaller customer, and it allows us to bring a full range of products to you without having to buy from 5 or 6 different suppliers. So a lot of what we do, we actually work with 12 growers in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area, and we have ones that specialize in different things. So one grower does nothing but geraniums, for example. So every plant likes its own environment. for the best success and to look the best. So by us doing it this way, we have growers that can specialize in a specific product for those flowers to be the best that they can. And then we bring them together at a hub, and we'll show you a video of that in a little bit. But we pride ourselves in great packaging and tagging. We really want you guys to be successful, because if you're not, we're not. And that's the heart of what we do. The next one. So yeah, we have about 1,000 acres. We go through 2 million flats plus 200,000 baskets perennials. It's quite large. We start shipping, we do 28 states. Our first shipments start in February to Texas, and the last ones typically are around July 4th to Wisconsin. So it's a very long season for us, but it allows us to bring some extra things in early when the weather's nice for you guys, or at the same time, if it's a later season, extend it a little bit more. So we have a lot of flexibility with our time because of so many states that we provide. And if there's bad storms in one state, we don't have to worry about the product sitting on the ground either. We still usually have a place to go with it so that you get fresh stuff on a regular basis. It keeps it turning. So just a quick question for you guys. How many sets of hands on average do you think touches a plant before it lands in your store?
100.
Is actually 50, but that was a good guess. It is pretty high. So there's a lot that goes into it between the grower that gets, whether they do a seed or whether they do a cutting, and they transplant it several times. Here's a picture of a transplanter that a lot of our customers or a lot of our growers use up in the top left-hand corner. It's actually an automated machine that takes the little baby plugs out of the plug trays and spreads them out and puts them into their pots that they arrive to you in. So I'm showing in the top right the picture of what some of those plug trays look like. You've got little baby plants. And then in the bottom right, that's what they look like when they come to you. Lori, if I stop sharing, can you do that video?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have it back now?
Yep.
Okay. So we bring product in from all of those growers through what we call our hub. And that's what this video is just going to show you, how they come in on one side from our growers and how we have to handle them and put them on separate carts to come to you out the other side of the building.
You got sound?
No, it's just music though, so I think you'll be okay. So we can fit 30 truckloads in that hub. So that's 30 trucks of 30 carts. They come in from one side and go out the other on the semis. Is it gonna? Yeah. So here they are taking it off, and you'll see the rows of racks. So each row has they have bay numbers, which correlate to our load numbers. And the cart tags on the side show them exactly what's supposed to be on that cart and from who. So I just wanted you guys to kind of see what goes into it before you get it. You can probably stop it, Lori. see. Do I have it back?
You have to reshare it. Yeah. Go back up to your share.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes? Do you see the truck video, the truck slide? It says, where's my delivery? Okay, wonderful. So one of the other things that makes Burt Hybels unique is the fact that we own our own truck and trucking company. So at that hub, we own several tractors and trailers. All of our trailers have lift gates so that we can bring the carts down safely to the ground without using forklifts. But we have our own set of dedicated drivers and trucks just for flower delivery. This year, I'm sure you guys have heard with all the fuel charges and everything, and of course, a lot of the new regulations with driving, there's a driver shortage. So we just ask for your guys' patience with them and kindness to those drivers. They're really hard to find. And so we're trying to keep everybody on board and happy and still working every day. It's a very stressful time for them. The things that you guys could do to help is to, we do a lot of night deliveries to your stores. This tends to work out good so that when you guys come in the morning, the carts are there and your people can immediately get to work putting them away. You're not waiting going, okay, Lori, where's the truck? What's going on? So we try to do that whenever the weather allows it and the driver's hours allow it.
Hey,
If
Bobby,
you have, yes.
I have a question. When I was looking over some of the stuff at Hybels, are we better off having them return the racks when they deliver the product, or is that more of a cluster? Because they're all, a lot of times they're all our stores. Are they taking off and putting on racks? I think we have trouble with some of the stores aren't big enough to hold the space for those empty racks. But will that driver take them back upon initial orders?
So they should. Our policy is 30 racks out and 30 racks back. So that driver, if he does not pick them up at your store, he has to go somewhere else to find the carts to come back. So especially if we're doing a night delivery, we'll try to tell Lori ahead of time so that you guys could have those racks set out for that driver so he can take some off and put them right back on. It keeps them cleaned up for you and it keeps them back for us to reuse them.
Yeah, good point.
We've had several years where we could not ship Mother's Day week because we didn't have the racks to put the product on. We literally were waiting to send shipments for trucks to come back with the empty racks. And that's nothing that any of us want to experience because it just puts a delay of getting that product in that crucial time to you guys.
Okay, I didn't think about bringing them out in a night drop. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so and we can communicate on that just to make sure we're working together when I know.
Okay.
And the thing is too, guys, even if we try to do a night drop and that's the plan, it doesn't mean that the driver has the hours to do it. So all Lori and I can do is plan and communicate what the plan is. What happens, we don't know until the next morning and I get up and I track that truck. One of the things we implemented 2 years ago is the trailers of ours all have live tracking. So I can literally press that link and tell you exactly where that truck is driving down the road. So that's been a game changer for us to be able to communicate clearly where that truck's at. Anybody have questions on that? Good. Okay.
I believe that speak up if you stores disagree with me, but I believe most of them like the night drop or the drop before or after hours. I mean, most of the stores that I've spoke to like that service.
It allows them to not be in the parking lot and interrupting with business.
Yep.
So now we have plants coming in. What do? We ask that the first thing you do is you look at that tag. Example is on the right side of the screen there. Is it mine? Is what just came off that truck? Is it for Whitmore? And is it for my location? We do a lot of your store deliveries where the whole truck is for you guys. So it is one store right after another. And sometimes the drivers take off the wrong carts at the wrong location. You are our first line of defense to fix that as soon as possible. So if it's not a night delivery and you're there, please take a look and make sure that that cart tag says Whitmore and your location. And even in the morning when you first get there and the carts are there, check them. If they're not, let Lori know. She'll get a hold of me. Most times we have drivers in the area and they can get those swapped out. So please don't just automatically unload it. Even if it was a night drop, communicate it and we'll try to get it fixed.
Yeah, we just, and I think you are gonna see more and more struggles with delivery. The first Monrovia delivery was a difficult one. And there was a language barrier, which you might see happen repeatedly throughout the season. Be patient with it. But you're gonna really have to check that truck driver on whether he has given you the correct product. Yeah, so it's gonna be a challenging year, I believe, in that aspect.
So again, more in line with just that, check the bill of ladings and packing slips, make sure they're for you, your location, make sure you have a team assembled to unload them. Be careful pushing the carts. They're extremely heavy. Before you go to move them, make sure the brakes are disengaged so they can move. A lot of times stores will implement that there's 2 people to push them so that it just helps save injuries. Make sure you check the product in, whatever your procedures are, sign the paperwork. If you had a night delivery, we ask that the paperwork still gets signed and we need a copy of it. So if that, however, I don't know what the process is, Lori, for that. You
Yeah,
can
it usually
probably
comes
explain
to
that
me.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the important things is, does that product need additional care as it has arrived? Does it need an extra drink of water before you put it on the bench? Make sure you get it off the carts as soon as possible. It will thrive much better off those carts than it will on it. I know that there's times where you can't get to it right away. You can still water it on the carts and kind of care for it, but it's not getting the sunshine and things that it needs sitting on those carts. So just more on, unloading the carts. A lot of times we'll do a 24-hour is when they expect the carts to be unloaded. So if they had another driver coming back through, they could pick up those carts again, even if they weren't waiting for your next delivery, so that they're not sitting there for 2 weeks, for example, in between deliveries. So the sooner you can get those carts emptied and let us know that they're empty, the sooner we can get them out of your way. One of the tips is to keep the plant categories together by varieties and by color. You guys get quite a few of, like, there's some that get 1204s or some that get PWs. So if you can keep those together when you display them, it helps the customer from looking all over the store for what they're wanting. Merchandising, obviously color up front and caps, most expensive things right in front of the customer's face. The biggest, most impactful products for display. Change the end caps so it's not the same 3 weeks in a row. You want something new and fresh up there to catch their eye, keep the products rotating. One other thing is display the plants shortest to tallest. But we need to make sure that we're keeping them separated by the requirements of the product. So, for example, whether it's full sun or partial sun or shade annuals, we've got to make sure that those plants are getting what they need to survive in your store until they go home with the final customer. So it's easier if you keep all the full suns together or the partial shades or the shade annuals. If you have concerns about which ones they are, and if for some reason the tag doesn't say, I think it's okay if they ask you, Lori.
Yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
Google
Google's your
it,
best
take a
friend
picture of
too.
it.
Yeah, and Google's your best friend. Just type it in there and say, okay, what does this one need if it doesn't say?
Yeah, definitely. Google's your best friend out at the garden center because I think especially the first few weeks when people want to kind of talk about what they're doing, maybe getting ready to buy. But that's your chance to get in there and care about what they're doing and try to get them to come back to you to buy product. And you educate yourself. And a lot of times I love Sunday afternoons when the church ladies come in because they're a wealth of knowledge. So take some time, talk to those people. They're a great asset to information.
Point. And then again, just display and maintenance. Make sure that there's not big empty holes on your benches. There's several things you can do. You can rotate, you can space, you can checkerboard. So if you have a flat that has 18 4-inch pots, but say the first 2 rows of them are empty now, so space them out so that there's a space in between them that are empty. It gives the plant more room to grow. It makes it look like the store is fuller of product, and it will just help the customer buying experience. Definitely make sure that we deadhead, which means picking off those blooms that are dying or dead. You've got to make sure, you've got to look at it as if, okay, would I buy this? If I was coming into to buy plants, does this look good enough for me to spend my money on and take home with me? And if the answer is no, we need to do something about it.
Yeah, I will tell you right now, I know that ACE has talked about making a little hospital area. I'm not an advocate of that. Um, I say throw it out. If it looks dead, people think that there's other stuff in your garden center that are dead. And, it's totally up to what you guys want to do. But look, we're going to lose a certain amount of product. We just are. That's the way it is. I would rather you not leave it out where it's visual to the consumer, throw it away, put it in the garbage, throw it away. You're not going to be doing it to half the greenhouse, but if you have a flat and the edges die, throw them away, because no one will buy what's left in that flat if half of it's dead.
Or if you can take out just the cell that, or that 12 pack up on the side that's broke, just snap that little pack off and pitch it, and you'll have better luck moving the rest of it for sure. And then of course, checking your signage and replacing tags. Little kids are notorious for just walking through, oh mom, look at this, or and taking tags, and if it's not tagged, the customer's not going to buy it either, most likely. Just make sure there's good signage and make it easy for the customer to know what it is they're buying, what they're going to pay for it, and it will really help move product out the door. So one of the things that we struggle with as an industry is taking care of plants from the elements. All the bad storms that we've had, like Lori was talking about, that they went through in Kankakee. The winds can do just as much damage to the products as overwatering or underwatering as frost. So just make sure that when the temperatures go, I think your lows are going to be what, 30s on Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday is 34, Sunday.
Yeah, so thankfully you don't have products in your garden centers yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that is out of the way before you get them. But even sometimes in the low 40s, it can be a concern for some of them. So if you have frost cloth, do you guys have any of that?
They should all
Okay.
have frost cloth. Yeah.
Perfect. So just take that extra time before you leave at the end of the day to cover those tender plants up and uncover them first thing in the morning. Or if you're going to have high winds too, that makes that the wind damage is just as concerning. So, um, and then, so just a little fun slide saying, people that were, question about, what happens, where do the our customers have the most trouble? 87% have overwatered or underwatered a plant. I'm pretty sure all of us can say we're part of that 87%. I do it here at home with mine all the time. Or you forget to water them, or you just don't know what you're supposed to do with them. So like this goes back to the Google is our friend. It's okay to ask somebody. We have plant killers that are cursed. I don't know that anybody's surprised that Gen Z's the worst culprit of of that. Millennials and Gen X were tied with that. So, but of what is being grown right now by the normal or the average homeowner is 82% flowers, 69% veggies, 51% herbs, and only 34% flowers. So the great thing is I don't know if you guys do the fruit, but I know you're doing 3 out of the 4 categories. And we are doing strawberries this year, so I guess that counts as the fruit too. So we try to make sure there's a little bit in all of those.
Yeah, Bobby, Lisa, our buyer for the rest of the merchandise in all 15 of our locations was telling me she had heard that vegetables were going to be on the increase this year. Are you, because they were kind of during COVID and with the economy, do you see a vegetables increasing this year?
That is what we have heard from a lot of the customers who have been getting product. Some of the customers in Illinois have been getting product since early March. Trust me, I think it's crazy. But everybody gets excited and they just can't wait. So, but from everybody that we've heard, they have had some of the first 2 weeks in April have some of the best that they have seen, including COVID. So there's that kind of, it's funny because at the beginning of this call, I got a text from a customer in central Illinois who we delivered to on Tuesday. We have product going to on Thursday. And he just asked me, is there another truck coming this week that I can get more coming from? And I'm like, are you crazy? It's April 15th. Like,
Yeah,
you've
it's
just
early.
got to have a truck already this week. And so that's a positive thing for all of us. I think people are staying home. They are gardening. They're going back to planting more of their veggies and stuff at home. So hopefully that's a good sign of what's to come for us and the stores. So on watering and feeding, it's best if we water everything by hand. It's best if we can keep everything up off the asphalt, even if it means it's on blocks and pallets. Watering in the morning before the heat of the day is always best. If there's high winds and high temps, they probably will need to be hit twice. So it's how do we come up with the good game plan for your individual store for which direction your garden center faces for the wind to what it's going to need. And that's a very individual thing that you guys have to figure out for your location. Obviously, the amount of water that's needed for a 4-inch is not the same as what's needed for a 10-inch pot. So training and teaching, like how many seconds is that? So if a 4-inch pot, they typically say 4 seconds. So that's a good rule of thumb. If it's a 5-inch pot, it's 5 seconds. So that's just something that can help your team. One of the biggest categories that you guys do is baskets. It's one of the biggest Mother's Day items. They come in, they go right back out. While you have them, check them a couple times a day. When you're watering baskets, see the water run out of the bottom of it when you're watering it in the morning. That's the best way to know. As soon as you see it coming out, stop watering it. Later in the day, you can check the soil 1 to 2 inches down to see, is it moist? Is it wet? If not, you might need to water it again. Again, the deadheading, leggy growth. Sometimes I know with the calibrachoas and the petunias, they can get really wild, long trails of flowers that kind of stick out and make them look odd. It's okay to go ahead and take shears and just cut off part of that so that it doesn't look so crazy and wild. Make sure you rotate the baskets. That's something that I think we forget about because we all have the lines where they're just hanging up there. Switch them so that the other side of that basket sees the sun. Hopefully your baskets aren't there long enough to have to fertilize them, but some might be. So, a water soluble fertilizer is what they recommend a couple times a week. Lori, does everybody have something available to them for
Yes,
fertilize? Okay.
yes, and you know what? That is something we have not done as much as we should. So that's something, yeah, you guys all have Miracle Grow, the nozzle, and it'll hook right up to your hose. So yes.
Okay. Excellent. So again, maybe pick 2 days a week that you say, okay, if it's here on this day, we're going to fertilize, whatever that looks like. I'm always in the keep it simple method. If you do it every week, it makes it so much easier on the same days.
So Bobby, would you start fertilizing like early? Because I know even watering early is a little less, or would you kind of wait until we have more heat to start fertilizing?
Well, I'm hoping that's next week.
Me too.
I mean, it is 64 degrees here this morning, so I was excited about that. But yeah, I think within a week of getting it, you're going to want to fertilize.
Okay.
So back to the, how's business, what everybody, 42.8% expect to spend more in gardening in 2026 than 2025. So that is a positive for, again, all of us. Only 7% say they're going to do less. So even though the economy is struggling, with the high fuel and everything else, everybody still loves their plants. They still love their flowers and veggies, and only 7% are saying that they're going to actually cut back. So we need to be ready. So what are you guys going to see this year? Lori and I spent painstaking hours putting together and going over
And changing it.
That's what we do. So last year was the first year that we were able to capture what sold at the store level by variety, by item, because of now scanning the UPCs, and all of our products have the UPCs on them. So Lori and I really spent a lot of time and energy making sure that we're getting the right things to the right stores at the right time. So one of the big changes you guys are going to see is the 4-inch Chef Jeff vegetable line. And again, what Chef Jeff has a following. It is a very well-known brand in the industry. There's only a couple growers who are allowed to use the brand, Hybels being one of them. And it allows Whitmore to decide what price they can sell them at. So with your previous vendor, they told you that everything come pre-priced. So your margins were locked into whatever they said you had to do. So this allows a lot of flexibility with that, for sales, for taking part with the big ACE promo that's coming up on vegetables. Is it just tomatoes, Lori? Is that what you guys are doing?
You know, I change my mind daily. Actually, I think it may be tomatoes. I think we will decide at next week's meeting. We'll take a vote with all the stores and see what you want to do. We actually this morning, Bobby and I we moved up the order on vegetables to come in next week because people like to talk vegetables early on. I just met with Harry and we're going to do this year, different than any other year. We're going to do a multiple selling price. Bobby kind of threw this out to us since the 4-inch Chef Jeff is new. They're going to be $4.59 each, which we are going up in price individually, but we're going to do 3 for $12. And that will be any vegetable or herb in a 4-inch pot. So I just confirmed with Harry, he is going to be able to do that with not Bonnie, but with anything that's Chef Jeff. We're getting some herbs from Swift and then we get some from Blooming. So all those vendors, we're going to do 3 4-inch vegetables or herbs for $12. And I think that's going to be a good upsell for you out there. And then the people that are questioning, wow, what about the flats? You know, we got some old schoolers that love those little silly flats. And you've got an option for them. Hey, this is a bigger plant, 3 for $12.
Yeah. We have found with the multiple sale, like that 3 for 12, between 70 and 80% of the consumers will buy in the multiples rather than doing an individual just because of that. So you will go through a lot more volume because of that multiples. So I think that's, and
Yeah,
plus,
I
like you
love
said,
the idea.
keeping the price the same on all of that will keep it much simpler for everybody at store level. So I think that's great.
Are you raising your hand?
Go ahead.
We noticed last year when we got down to lots of flats left over, we were suggesting people buying the flats because they could put them around their garden
Mm-hmm.
to keep the rabbits from getting in the garden.
Yeah, they eat
And
the
it
stuff
actually
outside.
worked really well. We had people coming back multiple times for plants. This way they bought a whole flat, they kept it around their garden. The more expensive plants they bought were being protected.
And the
So
rabbits were eating the ones outside
yeah,
their
the
garden.
rabbits were eating all the stuff on the outside of the garden, so their good ones were protected.
You offered us a smorgasbord.
Yes.
Well, like when we were doing the buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
We were like, or the buy two, get one free or whatever it was. We were like, take the free one, plant it outside your garden.
Yep.
Rabbits are going to eat it outside your garden instead of going in there and eating it.
But it was one way to get rid of flats too.
Yeah. And it was
Gotta
working.
love it.
We even did it.
That's
No, that's
genius.
awesome. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
great idea. One of the other big things about the Chef Jeff is we are all non-GMO. So no vegetable that's in that line has been modified at all. One of the other things that's really unique about the line is we have 4 different colored pots, as you can see on the slide, and each pot means something different. So the green pot is the standard pot, or the standard. So there's several different levels of vegetables: standard, premier, heirloom. So we have a different colored pot for each one and the tag that corresponds. So you'll see on the green pot, it has a green label where it says tomato at the bottom. And then your heirlooms are in the one on the far right bottom. It's kind of like that terracotta color. And then the premiums are in the red. Also in the red is like the salsarifics, and a lot of the vine veg is in the dark green. So you will have a nice assortment of all of those coming in, but it just keeps it a little simpler too when you're trying to help the customer and direct them. Oh, I really want a good slicing heirloom tomato. Perfect. It's the terracotta pots.
Hey, Bobby, as far as the Chef Jeff and whether we decide, I think it's the week after, or 10 days after Mother's Day, the tomato sale is supposed to start. How is replenishment on Chef Jeff? If I put all the vegetables on, will that be timely for the second phase of Chef Jeff in your greenhouses, or will there be product?
Yeah, we shouldn't have any problem getting you
Okay.
replenishment. Lori and I, like she said, we made the call this morning to go ahead and get the vegetables coming in this time. We hope that you sell them all at full price in the next 2 weeks before that sale, and we have to give you more. Like, that's darn.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So we just need to talk about it the week before, like we always do, and
Okay.
get a game plan so I can get it set aside for you.
Okay.
Some other things that we're doing now, every store isn't getting every category. Again, we spend a lot of time making sure that we're directing the right products to the right markets. But in general, there's 4-inch waves that are coming. We are doing both the 12-inch traditional zonal combo pots as well as the other varieties that you can see in that one little picture has that spider plant popping up out of the middle of it. There's some with the asparagus ferns. The 8-inch color your gardens, we're doing dahlias, graberas, and if there's a handful of them, but that's something that we've always found is a good teacher's gift at the end of the year, that a lot of parents will come in and grab those because they have the little crayon tags in there. So maybe, towards the, after Mother's Day, that becomes an end cap that says, you display gifts for teachers and put a little sign there. It's all about giving that end user the idea, just like they had said with the flats around the garden to protect it. Like, that's perfect. And then we have the 5-inch geraniums and gerberas. We're doing both of those again this year. The colorful pots still really sell. They draw people's eyes. Sorry about that. Draw people's eyes and attention in. So we're doing the 11-inch combo pots in the middle. In the top right this year, you guys have all done the watering cans in previous years. We do both the galvanized and the enameled. The enameled come in multiple colors where they're green, yellow, pink, purple. I think are the 4, there might be more. This year, we've now added the stencil of the flower on the colored watering can. I've shown it in the picture in the purple. Sorry, I don't have anything actually planted in it yet. This was when they first arrived, but I wanted you guys to see them. So it's got the same stencil pattern as the galvanized, but it just really pops on that enameled colored can. We are doing 14-inch combo pots in the bottom left. This year they have changed up the pot and it's more of a tan color. It looks kind of like a cement tan color, but it's the same shape. And then of course the 6-inch Grand Prairie perennial line. We found that a lot of the end users are moving from annuals and want to do something that they plant and they don't ever have to touch or plant again. And that's where these 6-inch perennials come in. A lot of times with perennial lines, it's hard for stores to get them when they're blooming, because a lot of them are mid to late summer when they actually bloom. So we've worked with one of our greenhouses and they do a lot of fancy lighting. It actually looks like a disco rave if you go there after dark. It's like all pink and glowing, so that they can actually get the perennials to flower when they come to you. because the end user wants to know, what's this going to look like for me? And so we're trying to give them that when, you see that the coreopsis has a beautiful flower on it, or echinacea cone flowers. That's one of the big ones that's in that line. And they always have the tags that match and they say what they are. So then some of the baskets that we're doing this year, we're doing the 12-inch combo baskets again. Personally, my favorite basket that we do. I always have those and the Boston Ferns at my house. There is the 10-inch garden jewel baskets, again, the fancy colored pots. And then some just 10-inch fancy baskets. And I've just got 2 examples here with the wave petunia and the fuchsias. There's lantana, there's straw flower, there's calibrachoa, there's potato vine, like there's 20 different varieties. So I can't tell you what your store is going to end up with those, but they should have a nice mix of baskets for everybody to choose from. We did work to try to split up some of the fancy baskets, or some of the baskets, so you get some this first shipment as well as right before Mother's Day to reload again. And I guess, and to that point, Lori, if somebody's running out of something really fast, they communicate that with you, and then
Call you.
yeah, I mean, we're in Chicago 5 days a week starting next week on deliveries. So Lori knows anything we can do to help make sure your store has what it needs and is replenished, we will do that.
Yep. They'll
Yeah,
get it to
I
us.
mean, we try really hard to do that. And I guess the last thing I have is for everybody just to remember, it's not just about the pretty plants. It's about that customer's experience when they come in your store. And I know you guys know this, Ace is known for that, on how you greet the customer when they come in. They make them feel welcome. You engage with them. What can we do to help you? And obviously every time thank them for stopping. And it's crucial because, like you said, you want them to come back over and over again. So that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions or?
So I think a major difference this year is you have more of me. And so my communication can be better with you. Brittany called and asked a couple questions. Don't ever feel like you're bothering me. I work 7 days a week. I am available to you anytime. If I don't get to the phone, I will get back to you. I and Bobby, more than anything, we want you to have the right product for your consumer. So there's no bad question. If a person wants a one plant and you're thinking, well, that's stupid, who's going to do that? I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that. We will do our best to figure it out. So please, keep in touch with me. I will do a better job this year since I have laid all the heavy work onto Tiffany now. I'm happy to help. I think you're going to have a rock star year. Monday, Brittany just rang up a $5,500 Monrovia order, special order. So I think you're going to see, I sent everybody the picture of Chris and Justin's Manuka store. I will not lie, it was a cluster. They sent me the pictures of how the racks came. We're gonna have those problems. Just try not to freak out. We'll figure it out. It's gonna happen. But with vendors like Bobby, they take care of us. So if something happens, I mean, we've had racks break and things happen. Don't freak out. Bobby will take care of us. Our vendors we pick vendors that are good vendors and they take care of us. So don't be afraid to call me, we'll figure it out and we'll get you your product. Bobby, thank you so much for your time. I
Yeah.
appreciate it very much. And any question you have for Bobby, just shoot it my way. It's probably, if you have the question, David always says this, probably other people are having that same question.
Exactly.
So thank you,
Lori?
Bobby, oh yeah,
Monica would like more of the Color Your World this year.
What are the colors?
The Color Your World,
Garden?
the ones with the little crayons in them.
Yeah, that's the color garden.
Yeah, Color Your
Okay.
Garden.
So I guess, Chris, that's a good question because I kind of get them in early for the teacher thing and then I don't reorder them. Are you saying you want?
We want
Uh,
extra.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
great
you
for
want
Mother's
us-
Day.
Yeah, we have kids come up on bikes and they only have X amount of dollars to spend. Here you go for mom.
Yeah.
But we do them for teachers and Mother's Day both. We seem to go through them pretty quick.
Okay,
So
Okay.
I think we do have those scheduled to come in the second week,
May.
or the week of 5/3.
Okay.
For the 4 stores that are getting those.
so it'll be the week before Mother's Day, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can,
look to see what we did last year versus what we have planned this year. I'll look into that for you.
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Let us know,
So
because
getting everything on the 3rd.
we're actually getting our first order next week, I believe, right, Bobby?
Every store is to get a delivery next week.
So it'll probably be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out, but
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
it's when we can get that delivery truck driver to come.
Yes.
So
yeah,
keep in
we'll figure it
touch. Please email me, call me, do whatever, like I'm available. If you can't get a hold of me, talk to your GM or Paulette. We will try to get you your answers. That there is going to be some price increases this year, and it's the way of the world right now, but we're as much as we're trying to cover what's increased, we're trying to give you a product that will give you an option on the other end of things. So if you see something and you go, you cannot charge $29.99 for that, that's ridiculous, call and tell me. I'll figure it out. So thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it. Next week, our training will be on a lot of selling and how we sell inside the greenhouse. We're going to have our local PDM talk about the successful green garden center she ran. So make sure you get that team hired. I'll get this recording for you on Trello. If you can't open it, call me. I will figure out how to get you on there. And again, Bobby, thank you for your time very much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate everything you guys do. So,
All right.
thank you.
Happy spring. See you guys.
All right.
Hey, Lori.
Yeah.
We got a couple questions for you.
Sure. Shoot.
So do you know when our POS is going to be coming?
I just spoke to Harry yesterday. They always tell me it's no problem. Like for me, everything's a problem with computers. So no, but I will email him after I get off the phone. I was talking to him this morning about multiple prices, but I will email him with your point of sale. We're trying to lay out what a point of sale would cost for all of you guys. And as you get to a certain number of sales, I would like them to commit to get you an outdoor point of sale, but we need to have the volume in each location. So Wilmington had it last year. We piloted it there. Chris is going to be our garden center pilot for this year, Chris and Justin. So I will find out, Chris.
And do you happen to know when our other racks are going to arrive so we can finish setting that up?
They did not get delivery, did not get to you. There's been some delivery changes, I think. Let me email Josh. For
Same
who
for
else? Who else has not gotten racks?
Willowbrook.
So Monica, Willowbrook. I think, yeah, there's just been a lot of craziness going on. I, I think they were trying to catch up on some of the soil things too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but let me email them. Anybody else? Oh, did you get your Bonnie? Monica?
No,
Joliet didn't either.
You have not.
I have
Okay.
not gotten Bonnie.
No Bonnie and Mokina either yet.
So no racks.
nope.
Nothing.
We
I
got
have
the
a-
rack. We got
Yeah,
the
we
rack.
have a
We don't
rack.
have the product.
We don't have a
Yeah,
rack.
We don't have
nobody
a
has
rack
the
or
product
Bonnie.
yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten
No.
anything from Bonnie.
I was
No plants in Manhattan either, just the rack.
just rack. Um,
Nothing at Homer.
okay, not Homer either. Okay. Homer, Joliet, and Manuka do not have racks, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
The one,
Willowbrook.
Willowbrook too, you don't have your rack? There is two people that replaced the one guy last year, and the one guy
no.
was more on it than the two people are. Um,
Oh,
It may be a little confusing, and we can talk about it next week. If we do that vegetable herb 3 for $12, $4.59 each, it won't include Bonnie.
Right,
Okay.
Bonnie serves their own sales.
right.
So I just hate making things more confusing for you out there than, but I want to offer some better pricing.
Will the Hybels come in priced already, or do we need to sticker those?
We need to sticker those, but they do have their UPC code on them. That was my call to Bobby early this morning. I'm like, hey, do you actually price things? And she said, no, not yet. So no. That's kind of why I wondered what you guys actually sticker. Some people are stickering that basket, some people are still using ribbons. I have a box full of stickers in my car. I will be happy to bring them out. I will bring them also to the managers meeting on Tuesday. I was hoping to have pricing set by Friday. I don't know if that's gonna happen because of all the changes. I'm hoping it'll happen. Prices generally though have stayed not too much more. Instead of a flat is $17.99 still, but the per pack price will be $2.79 instead of $2.49. So there's a whole bunch of costs, and Lisa will tell you a lot of this revolves around delivery. It's a mess. It's a mess for them. They're frustrated. They are not able to find people to even drive their trucks. And it's not just soils or greenhouse, it's everything. So it's a challenge.
I know.
I would say if you have a language barrier, you might want to haul somebody up and get on that truck and make sure that tag is right. The Plainfield order went to Lombard and then he had to come back to Plainfield. And fortunately, the rep and I were both available on Sunday to trace that, to find him, because we can't always find them. And actually there's with Monrovia, which most of you are getting, they sent me the trucking information app, and I am going to follow it. I would have to set up 15 different accounts because it doesn't do multiple stores. So we're doing the best we can. Just like, I know it's not perfect and I know it sucks, but it's gonna be a hard year with that.
Are we gonna be receiving more of the Monrovia? Because we noticed we got a lot of the trees and shrubs, but we didn't get a lot of our small ones like the rose bushes and stuff like that.
Right, you're getting a California order, and our rep is amazing from there. She actually goes on the weekends and sees the product and that's why she picks the stuff or she takes the stuff off that she doesn't like how they look. So she's in there's a California order still out there. You got an Oregon order, and I think there might be a Georgia order out there. I think Manuka's getting 3. I think everybody else is getting 1 or 2. So like some of the tropicals come from California. So California will be a big order for you.
That'll be the Mandeville.
And as soon as she compiles the list, also yesterday, David said we were trying to set up the hydrangea sale. There's $5 off for Mother's Day on hydrangeas. And Tiffany was trying to figure out how we're going to ring that up because we get hydrangeas from a lot of different vendors. We just don't get one hydrangea. We get lots of varieties of hydrangeas. And that's going to be like a scannable $5 coupon at point of sale. Not ideal. But it's the only way we could do it. And David pointed out yesterday that the sale ad for hydrangeas says limit 10, which I don't know many people that would buy 10 hydrangeas. They're a beautiful big flowering bush. You usually don't even plant 3s. But anyway, he said, and I had ordered 30, and he said that's 3 customers. And so yesterday I begged the sales rep who earlier in the season I cut her order down to build it back up for that sale, for the hydrangea sale for Mother's Day. Fingers crossed they come in beautifully budded and bloomed so that they'll sell. A chance we took. So you each are getting 50 hydrangeas for Mother's Day. They're 2-gallon. They cost $25. They're going to sell at $49.99. Scares the crap out of me that they won't sell, but we'll do our best to do it. This is new. They found the tomato sale was successful. It wasn't ravingly successful, but it was because there's too many zones for tomatoes. Hydrangeas will sell all over the nation. It'll be a national ad, so you're going to have a lot of press out on it. I will keep getting to how we're going to promote that and what we're going to do. But yeah, you're getting a lot of perennials. You're getting a lot of perennials from blooming. You're getting perennials from Monrovia, and then you're getting some perennials from Hybels. So I'm trying to hit all the price points to extend your season. But as they come in, if you have questions like, why am I getting this? Or say, for instance, in Joliet, I know, Wendy, you sell the crap out of the colored sprinkling cans, and you did not sell, I believe, the galvanized ones. So keep me up on that information. I can like call Bobby and say, hey, pull that shelf of galvanized and send me another shelf of color. I have to fill a carts. I try to fill a truck to get our most efficient costs down, but let me know what you want and I will, certainly do our best to get it. Justin, you have something else?
I was just asking her if we were getting those big $70-$80 ones that we got last year, those big white pots that we got.
Yes,
pots.
from
We are getting those?
4-Star. We are. I would say right now they're a frustrating vendor. I don't think I buy enough from them to get their attention because I don't take them to everybody because they're ridiculously expensive. I gotta say, those pots, I took a dead one from Wilmington last year. It is in my sunroom and doing beautifully. The bird of
Mhm.
paradise and that is beautifully. They are a really good
are.
investment, but they're $70.
Well,
Yeah.
we had a customer that was complaining. They're like, wow, that's $80. I'd never pay for it. Literally, they walked away. 2 people walked up and just picked them up and walked away. Didn't even ask about the price or anything. They're just like, wow, that's beautiful. Picked it up, walked away with it. It's
Yeah.
like, well,
And put them in pairs, so they
yeah, just
think
because
front
it's too
door,
expensive for somebody else doesn't mean it's not for somebody else.
100%. We just were having that conversation and, I mean, I will stand by this. I know this is not words that Paulette should say, I should say, but if you want a Walmart plant, go to Walmart.
Exactly.
You're not going to get that from us. These
If you want a
growers.
$12 jewel plant, go get a $12 jewel plant.
Yeah.
You'll be back to us later in the season.
and Lisa will tell you with almost anything you buy, you develop a personal relationship with these vendors and then they take care of you. If you're, you know, it's Whitmore has a very good relationship with their vendors and Hybels takes care of us, Monrovia takes care of us. Four Star is a work in progress. I think they probably want a bigger order from me to really, um, but yes, Four Star is that beautiful, expensive plant. And I didn't last year, Justin, from Four Star, I got the proven winners.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I ordered them also from Hybels. I saw no difference besides an 85% per pot upswing for Four Star. So I took them off the order.
Yeah,
So
we had way
I'm-
too many proven winners last
yeah.
year.
And they're going up in price. So, yeah, we learn as we go. But if you're not selling, I think one thing I'd really like to do this year is, you guys did it with, pansies. Like, they're just not moving. Like I don't remember which store it was that said they're overpriced. They're just not moving the third weekend. We put them on sale. Let me know. Let me know. Because if they're not moving for you, they're probably not moving in Manhattan. They're probably not moving in Mokina. So I think we're going to probably be more successful with me paying attention to what rotates faster in and out. That's why we bumped up the Chef Jeff. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God, Bobby, what if we sell out? And she's like, so you order more. It's early on, we're fine.
Mhm.
So I still learn as long as we've done this, I still learn. So I learn through you guys. So please keep helping me. And I will tell you, Mikey in Willowbrook, Mikey has set up New Lenox before. She's very efficient in gardening, but that's Willowbrook. This is their first year. So help each other, you know, because you guys, you could call Chris and Justin anytime and they're gonna help you. They're great. Downers Grove needs to put up their hanging baskets. Rick, talk about how you assemble things at the managers meeting. Hopefully you can have conversations about your setup. Wendy's got a whole new shade area set up in Joliet or gonna be
Oh,
set
yeah.
up in Joliet for product
Yeah.
and
We got more shade.
yeah. So, and Chris said something really smart to me the other day when I was there, because I was like, where are the Monrovia? Because she's got $15,000 worth of Monrovia coming into her store. And I'm like, where are you putting it? And she's like, Lori, this stuff is like $69, $79. It's going right up front. And I was like, oh yeah, theft. You know, something I didn't think about. Monrovia sometimes isn't as flowering. So I was gonna push it to the side, but no, it's an expensive product and you made
We
a
switch
beautiful
out the
display.
front window a lot so that when somebody's driving by, they get a different view when they, oh, that wasn't there last time. So we switch out the front window a lot.
Ace is really hard into that, Chris. That was my lesson when I talked to Michelle Camp she used to buy for Westlake and they're like 84 stores or something. And she said they gave ideas and ordered for like what would be an end cap item. I've never done that for you. So maybe that is something if we're getting success, we look at doing, like me providing, for instance, Monrovia provided a pollinator display. Um, I don't have any experience of that and it was pretty pricey, so I was a little afraid to jump into that. Also, Chris has, and I'll send the picture out. At the show, there was a wheeled rack that has like garden impulse
Oh,
on
that's
it.
in front.
Mhm.
And if you can get a rack outside like that, she had, and I wanted to buy things, she had like sleeves to protect your arms if you're gardening. It's got trowels on it, it's got gloves on it. It was a rolling rack. You'll have to ask your GM if you can order it. It's in the warehouse, the rolling rack. That would be up to somebody other than me.
It's actually selling out of the front window because we haven't moved it outside yet. So I just
It's,
noticed this morning I got to restock it.
yeah, yeah, it's Wilmington got one in. I'm not in charge of that spend. I don't know, Lisa, if that's something you do or if they've got to go to their GM. But
Yeah, the air kicked on or something.
yeah, it's, I don't know, Chris, it's only like 24 inches maybe?
Yeah, it's not huge, just enough
it's-
for the essentials.
Yeah,
Like that
like
big.
impulse.
Hmm.
Not large.
I think if you go to your GMs, that would be sufficient, because if
Okay.
then if they had questions, they could go to John or Dave.
Yeah, I think the fear is when we do something like that, that if it comes in, it gets utilized immediately. Because when we're in that craziness of everything happening at once, we order, and I think it was maybe $120 or something. You, it's fine if you're going to use it, and you don't have to buy new stock for it. You have stock within the store to put out there. Put some Miracle Grow or stuff. And that's another thing that, get your soils out there in the garden centers you're setting. It was one thing we saw up at the show in Chicago. They cut a pallet in half and stacked stacks of your Better Garden soils within the plant area. But yeah, any other questions or fears? Yeah, Wendy?
Can I ask for, I'd like to see what all you guys, how you set up your place. So can everybody videotape when you're all finished set up and we all share and we can all get ideas of different displays and stuff? Because I know what I do, but I want to see what Chris and Justin does. I want to see what Lockport does, so
agree.
if we could all get a videos of everything and then ship it to Lori and she lets us all see it.
I
Yeah,
would
if you-
love that. And
If you
now
join
that,
Manuka Ace Garden, we have ours on there
I
on
did see that.
Facebook.
I did see that.
yeah, that would be a great local post for me to be putting on your sites. I need to be posting more on your stores too. And we did try to do that last year. I failed at getting around to all locations. I think I did Wilmington and Manuka, but now I am figuring out how to put videos onto YouTube and then attach them to Trello so that you could walk through every garden. That's a great idea, Wendy. That would be a wonderful idea. And if you guys would do it instead of relying on me, because yeah, my follow through is I want to, and I will be around to your garden centers because you're going to sell out a product at Mother's Day, and I'm going to have to refill you. So I will have to visit your store and have conversations with you about a second order. I've got 3 orders lined up through Hybels. But there's nothing like going and actually seeing what you've sold. So I will be out. So thank you guys for your time. Please reach out to me anytime next week. I think will be very worthwhile. I know a lot of managers have already heard like how we want to wow our customers, but let's empower your greenhouse team, man. The more they do, the more attention you can pay to your insides of your store. So
No,
anything
the one thing I
else?
will say, if you got people complaining, like say your first week, people walk up and they're like, wow, this plant's $40. That's not worth $40. Well, as long as you take care of that plant, the next week, that might look like a $40, $50, $60 plant. You deadhead it, you water it, you take care of it. Now they're looking at it and like, wow, that's only a $30 plant. Wow, that's only a $40 plant.
Mhm.
So just turn
That-
around.
That is true. And to be honest with you, I learned something new, and this happens all the time in the hardware industry. My grandpa was like 90 years old, and he said every day he learned something new in hardware. I didn't know that you should be miracle growing 2 to 3 times a week. That
We've never done it.
no, no.
So we must be doing all right.
But maybe, I don't know. I gotta sit on that one and let it absorb a little bit, but maybe that's how we keep those blooms going and deadhead less. So learn a little bit each time.
Yeah, just take care of them and they're going to hold their value and increase in value. It's
Yep.
only going to get bigger and better.
Yep.
It's like garden center.
But if you just let it die and say, well, it's too expensive, nobody wants to buy it, there's no point in taking care of it, well, then it's going to go from a $40 plant to a $20 plant to a free
Yep.
plant instead of
Yep.
up.
Yep. Yeah, I've always said that if you don't take care, initially comes off the truck, they kind of look shitty. They've just taken a
Mhm.
trip from
Yeah, they're
Michigan.
stressed.
And I tell you, the impatiens look like crap because they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
travel well. And so just let them have a moment, let them rest, water them, fertilize them, and then let them come back.
We know
But
that now.
what happens if they get neglected for maybe 2 or 3 days, manager's off, nobody's out there, they dry up, you can get them to come back, but it takes their power away. They're not going to grow to be as big and beautiful as if you do consistent care. So great. Well, we'll meet next week. Molly, how's your hut going? Did you get it? Is it close?
It's in
No.
pieces right now. We're gonna hit it on Friday because we had the storm, so we managed to get everything set up, just not the hut itself. So our plan is to attack it on Friday and get it done. And then if we're missing pieces, we'll let you know, and then reach out to Plainfield because I think they might have some, and vice versa. So
Yeah, I think they've decided not to put theirs up this year.
yeah,
So we might be able to.
Yeah, I talked to Brittany and I was like, okay, if you're not, then if we're missing something, you have it, just let us, we'll communicate and see if we could grab from them.
Perfect.
And
All
then did
right,
you reach
guys.
out? Oh, sorry, did you
No, go
reach out
ahead.
about the blue spruce for that customer? Was anything done with that?
Blue spruce comes from Oregon and
Okay,
they've already made, there will not, so if we sell everything, we gotta order another $3,000 from Oregon. So, it's our intention as we extend the length of these, we'll be putting a fall order in. So it probably would go into Manuka this year, but as far as right now, the orders for Oregon have already gone out. So no,
okay.
that won't.
So I'll
They
just tell her
can
no then.
order Monrovia has an online order thing, but it's ridiculously like where something might be $49.95, they would pay like 89. It's
Right, that's,
ridiculous.
yeah, that's why she wanted to reach out to me to see if I could get something for her, but I'll let her know.
Yeah, I did. Let me do a little more research to make sure I followed through on that because I had a lot of one orders coming in, and please send them in. That's how you win a customer, is get them. I have lost, last year we lost a $3,000 order because we couldn't get one plant that they wanted. We had everything else, but they wanted it all packaged up. So keep in touch with me. I will check into that, Molly, and get back to you.
Okay,
Since we are getting such a large order this year, if anybody needs anything, just call and ask if we have it. We'd be happy to share,
Yeah, or deliver it to you.
or yeah, have it sent over.
Share the love.
Share the love, share the wealth.
Share the green.
All right. Thank you, guys. You have a great day. I'll send out the recording. Elizabeth, nice to meet you. How do you pronounce your name? No sound.
I think she got off.
Oh,
It's
no, she said-
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I'm
Well, anyway,
sorry.
Ah, there you are.
There
Nice to
you
meet you
are.
too.
Yeah,
Have a nice
welcome.
day. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no, welcome to Whitmore. We'll be happy to have you work in our greenhouse. This will be fun. You're working with the
Thanks.
queen there with Mikey. She's pretty darn
Yes.
smart.
Thanks.
All
Thanks a
right.
lot. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. Bye.